Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been a great week for comics, and today I'm talking to you about my top 5 recommended reads that I read this week. I didn't get a chance to do this video last week. I was a little busy, so I'm going to include some of last week's into this week's as well. So, we're going to start off with my number 5 top read, and beware, there will be spoilers for these upcoming comics, so if you would like, fast forward to the next one just to see what my top 5s are. Starting off with number 5, Ghost Rider number 2. Now, I was not expecting this Ghost Rider to be really good. I have been kind of inconsistent with Ghost Rider, and personally, I've really fell in love with Robbie Reyes as Ghost Rider. So having Johnny Blaze back as him, I was kind of iffy. But reading this really made me dive into this. I really enjoy this comic. It is by no means a perfect comic, but I do think this is a great setup, and I do think future issues to come is going to be so jam-packed and so exciting that I really like it. We start off essentially like a horror movie. You don't exactly know what's going on. It is a mystery, and things start to unravel. And as Johnny Blaze starts to get his memories back, we're starting to learn more and more on what happened. It's very psychological, which I never expected a Ghost Rider comic to be. Usually when I read Ghost Rider comics, they're very action-packed, in your face, very exciting, explosions, things like that. But this one tends to take aspects of like a Moon Knight comic and intertwine it with Ghost Rider, which I find fascinating. Like Ghost Rider, he's like this demonic lore, so having all this like horror elements to him just makes sense. My number 4 spot is going to be Firepower number 19. Now, I've really always liked Firepower. I think Firepower not only plays a very cool martial arts feel in the comic books, but it also just does so well with like a family aspect and having the characters be incredibly likable. And this one is no different. Robert Kirkman is known for introducing brand new characters in issue number 19s, whether it be Walking Dead, Invincible, and in this issue, he introduced Master Shun. Now, I don't know much about him, but he seems like one badass motherfucker. He seems like something else. He seems like he's going to be the one to slay this dragon. Or maybe he's the one that brought the dragon. I'm not too sure. But we got to find out more about the kids and their powers work. We saw a blue fireball in this one, and it honestly was just so cool having this world build amongst us, and it's just honestly one of my favorites. It's not a super in-depth read, but it is very much a fun read. It is very action-packed, and like I said, the characters are just amazing. My number 3 spot is going to be Excellent number 2. I think this team is fantastic. I love Mike and Laura Aldridge's art, so having that together is amazing. I also have an incredible soft spot for Dupe, and this issue highlighted tons of Dupe and what he can and can't do. If you're not too familiar, it is a sequel to Ecstatic, which I do highly recommend. It is a fantastic comic, and this comic just is so fun and exciting, and it really reminisces on classic looking comics, the way this art stylized. I think it's very funny, and even if you haven't read Ecstatic, I think Excellent does an incredible job of keeping you up to date with these characters, why they're like this, why they're in these groups, and what they really represent. And I think it's just so fun having them be considered this TV show that people are watching, and people are, having humiliation, and it's just a really cool aesthetic and another level to this comic, being it's so meta as it's a TV show. So I really enjoyed that, and I think Marvel's really killing it, especially these last couple of times that I've read. Marvel's been crushing it in my eyes. As for my number 2 spot, it's going to be Stillwater Escape. Now, this was a one-shot made for Chip Zdarsky's Stillwater run, and it is a very cool story. So it's essentially them sitting by the campfire telling stories of how people have escaped this town. However, we do not know if they have actually escaped or not. It is all that big mystery and conspiracy, and the end revelations a big shocking moment for this. You definitely see Galen, the kid, growing more and more power, and he's really trying to expand the town and make it an even larger area for him to control. And I just find that so crazy. It has gotten so big and conspiracy like in this comic that I don't even know what's gonna happen to these characters. They can't even die. It's so much, and it's just so refreshing to see something so unique and a different premise. Now, for my number one pick this week, it's going to Devil's Reign number 6. The conclusion to Devil's Reign was everything I wanted and more. Most comics, I don't like the predictability. I don't like knowing what is going to happen. However, in this comic, it was such fan service to me. It was everything I wanted. When I was talking about this event, I was literally like, I hope Elektra and Typhoid Mary fight. I hope Kingpin and Daredevil fight. They're at the same fight. I hope this happens. I hope Mike is the one that dies. And all of that came true, and it was honestly so cool and so great to finally see that happen. Fangirl in me was going crazy because everything I wanted to see happened. And sometimes predictability is bad, but other times it gives you exactly what the readers want. And I feel like Chip Zdarsky really understood the assignment here. He knew, I want a Daredevil Kingpin storyline. I want Kingpin to be unstoppable. I want Kingpin to be the biggest badass. I want him to take down this. And it took years of work to get to this storyline, and it paid off. It was amazing. And just having that scene where both the Daredevils, Matt and Elektra, are going down the street ready and prepared to save Hell's Kitchen, and that to me was just so incredible and so fun and well worth it. I cannot wait for issue number 1 for this comic. So wowzers, it was amazing. And I'm really, really happy that I was here for this ride. So that's going to be my recommended reads for this week. I want to know what you guys read this week. Put it down in the comments. Let me know. I'll check it out. Thank you. Have a great day.